back to another video. We came in for a little bit of weekend fun. As you saw, my birthday was last Friday, so we did a couple big burnouts in the blue truck, but she takes it. She's a champ. I don't know how that truck doesn't break, but she's a trooper. She's a trooper. She's at that perfect power level of find a rod and don't find a rod, and she's just held together. So love that thing. We might actually have it sold though, but I mean, you'll have to see if that one stays around. Especially, we've got some shows coming up that I wanted to talk about. We have City Showdown in Nashville, or the Nashville area. I think it's right outside of Nashville, coming up. I believe it's the first or second week of July. I'll have to look up the dates, but we are gonna try and have Big Girl there. She needs to be there. But yeah, hopefully we get to have Big Girl there. We are gonna load her up tomorrow, take her to paint. The painter will need it exactly a week to paint the front fenders, fit the front fenders, and paint the whole bottom of the door. They're actually gonna end up painting the whole side of the truck. That way it's just all fresh paint, everything matches, because we have our freshly painted bed, our smooth tailgate, all of our bumpers. I mean, it's gonna come together a lot in the next 2-ish weeks, because we got that show coming up. I am debating whether or not, I know we can have the truck done, but if it's not 100%, I'm debating whether or not I want it to be there or not. Let me know if y'all would like to see it, even if the truck is 95% finished. I'm just not sure we're gonna have time for all the little nitpick stuff, as far as finishing the rock lights and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and work on them some today, but we need to get our fender wells painted, so it kind of puts us in a position to where we need the bed on and we need the front fenders on, where we can trim the front fender wells before we paint them. So that's kind of one problem we're running into right now. Not really too big of a deal. Worst case scenario, I'll put the fender wells in there being black, but I wanted this thing to just pop out and represent everything it's supposed to be. As you can see, so we've got our light up Overkill Fab Grill. Those guys did a killer job, as always. So Diego built most of this lift, actually pretty much all of it. We've installed it all. Everything is powder coated, down to the axle joints and the U-joints. The U-joints are powder coated. Everything's powder coated. There's a couple smudges on stuff from us putting oil and stuff in it. But yeah, everything looks really, really good. I'm super tickled with the truck. It's very detailed. We've got some cool stuff coming in to finish it up. I've got some white wire loom and stuff like that, just to kind of add that little clean touch that we always try and do, that little extra bit of detail. As far as, I've had a lot of people asking how many FPs are on the truck. We still haven't counted them because we want to get the truck completely together and then count them. But yeah, so we'll send out some merch as soon as the truck is done. We actually thought we would have it together a lot quicker than this. So we still do not have our air tank for this truck though, and that is a big problem. I've got to call them and figure out where it's at, because we can't be getting an air tank in. I mean, it's looking like we're going to be doing all of the air management the week of, which is kind of a problem. It's not really something you want to do that soon, because it's going to have leaks and you're going to deal with everything. But worst case scenario, we hide the airlines and use our little temporary setup for the weekend. I mean, we're not going to be driving the truck, so I'm not 100% worried about that. But if we don't have air tanks, we can't set up the air management. We can't wire in all the valves and stuff. So hopefully everything will come in. The hood stack looks good. We got our new painted hood badges on, and the mirrors are done. We have light up door handles from Mid-South LED. Huge shout out to those guys. He got them done in record time. Check that out. Those look good. Yeah, so we got light up door handles. We have our 30s from JTX. I mean, there's just a lot of good companies involved. The one thing I really want y'all to comment on and let me know if we should do it or not. As you know, Gabe blew up the drag truck, and I was trying to buy it back because that was my baby. I built that thing in my garage 2 years ago. Love that truck. Has a little bit of sentimental value to it, but there was always a lot of stuff that I wanted to redo on the truck from what we've learned in the past 2 years. And now it's a clean slate. I mean, everything to do with the engine is ruined. Let me know if you think that we should buy it back off of him. Obviously, he melted 6 pistons, and this engine is just completely ruined. It's garbage. He also broke a tappet and shoved it out the oil pan, which it's not 100% Gabe's fault. It did have an engine failure but the fact that the pistons melted means he got it hot enough to melt them. So the tappet breaking is not his fault, but I mean, that's just a freak accident. And then, but all the pistons melting, I mean, he obviously got it hot. I told him, I said, you know how to break stuff better than anybody. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, so should we buy the drag truck back, make her ours again, or what? Also, customer truck just came in from Michigan. It is a 07 Mega Cab. Excited to build that one. Appreciate y'all for all the support, though. We've got trucks coming in from every corner of the country. We got one dropped off right now from Indiana, and let's see, that one out there is from Michigan. This one's actually from Nashville, so he's not that far. And the silver truck is from Nashville. But I mean, we've had some trucks brought to us from all types of corners of the country. It means a lot, you know, that y'all watch the videos and y'all want us to work on your stuff. We're always trying to provide the best quality we can. Obviously, we're always learning, though. There's so many steps to learning in this industry, and it does not happen overnight. I am 24 now, so I mean, I know I don't know everything, but we're gonna try and maintain the best quality we can, and that's kind of why we're building this big truck. Obviously, I can't really use it for anything. Like, I can't drive it in the state of Tennessee, so we're literally just building this thing to show y'all what we can do, what we want to do, and kind of like this is the style I like. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Everything, I took no one else's opinion. I picked every single thing out on this truck. This is what I like. So hopefully it turns out really cool. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, sorry, she's my baby. But yeah, let's get to work. I need to do some wiring on this big girl. All right, guys, fast forward to about 6 hours later. I have got 27 of the 48 rock lights wired up. None of the fender well rock lights, obviously, because we can't put the fender wells in. And then, so I've got 2 different circuit breakers, one for the whole front side of the truck, one for the whole back side. So some of them are not hooked up yet, but majority of them are hooked up. We even left plenty of extra fuse spots for the future in case I got the truck done and I thought it didn't have enough on it. We got plenty of room to add. Let's take a look at it. You can kind of already see how bright it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut the lights off and everything so everybody can see how bright these Banff LED lights are. So for everyone that's gonna ask what rock lights we use, this is the Banff high-powered pure white LED. They have one light that's a little bit bigger than this, I think, but I told them I didn't want those because they're a little too bulky. I don't like the way they look. We also used Varn-built rock light mounts. I believe I've shouted them out once or twice before, but if you'll look, like, we've got rock lights there, all the way around, one on each side of the frame right here, one up here. I mean, this thing is bright. And keep in mind, when the truck is raised up with the air in the rear, you're gonna get a little bit more height, which means even more light distribution. Now, the rear end does not have a dark spot. I mean, it is lit up. You will not miss it. And then you gotta keep in mind, you're gonna add your 4 fender well lights on each side. We're gonna have 4 in each fender well, and that will kind of light up this dull spot right here and disperse to both sides to kind of light up that too. Also, before anyone says the angle's off on that, when the air is all the way out, the angle is off. But when it airs up, the angle's good. So yeah, let's shut the lights out real quick, take a look at them. But huge shout out to Banff. They have been a company I've worked with for a long time. Mark, Chris Varner, John, everybody over there. Appreciate y'all. Chris actually he was the original starter of the company, but he no longer owns it, but he did sell me these rock light mounts. Appreciate him for that one. We did end up having to order more. I only ordered 30 and we're a little bit short. So yeah, shut the lights off. I would say it's bright for sure. There's no doubt that it's bright. Now this side, I really like the light distribution. Like the arm is lit up really well. As I said, you know, the fender wells will come in and kind of take care of this little dark spot we got right here. But we actually have one on like the cab mount right here. And on the other side, the cab mount is different. So I don't have one there. But I really like how it lights up the top of that arm. So I'm definitely gonna add one right here. Also, another thing to consider, with the 6-speed swap stuff and how big this truck is, not necessarily the 6-speed doesn't have anything to do with it, but the parking brake cables will no longer reach. But the reason it matters is where this truck's 6-speed, I do not like just leaving it in gear for it not to roll, because you know a G56 truck will roll quite a bit. And I'm just not 100% comfortable with that. And I want to be able to use this thing if I want to pull a boat or pull a small trailer or just, you know, maybe go to a local show with a small merch trailer. You know, I want to be able to drive this thing. So it's not exactly a happy height for driving, but you know, it is what it is. As far as light distribution though, these are great. We have a ton of them inside the frame, everywhere. We've got more to run. Don't pay attention to the wires. That's a temporary relay and fuse that I hooked up real quick just to turn these on. We're gonna be using some type of accessory controller, but I'm not sure what brand yet. But yeah, these look good. Huge shout out to these guys. Great quality light, great people. That's really all it comes down to. When it comes down to rock lights, there's a lot of people that won't stand behind their warranty, and there's a lot of people that just, you know, they buy them from China and then they don't stand behind the product. But good people, good product. So, all right, we're gonna call it a night at that. Hope y'all, we might film a little bit more tomorrow of us going to paint. Girl has dropped off the paint. He is starting to fix the dents and sand on it. We got her dropped off here. We're supposed to pick her back up in a week. He's already fixing that dent and another dent and starting to strip all the brown off. We are getting rid of the brown. I do not want the truck to be two-tone. And a lot of people are asking if it's still a dually. It is not. Our single wheel bed is right there, perfectly painted, ready to go. Brian. And yeah, so we're gonna end the video at that, and hopefully this time next week we'll be back and picking this thing up from paint. Maybe we'll see it at Music City, maybe we won't, not sure yet. I don't really want to bring it if it's not 100% though. So appreciate y'all for watching. Hopefully I'll have another update either beginning of next week on this truck, but we got some other big news coming, so stay tuned.